That video just ended now, but this is a continuation. This is still part three with regards to the stalker situation. And I want to know, what do you guys think happens in a situation like that? What goes through the mind of someone that does that type of thing? That is constantly watching, like a schoolgirl, for example, at the time, or any other woman. And oh man, I'm not sure if it happens to men because in this case it was like a female, which was myself. But what do you think happens when, or goes through someone's mind that they think they can approach your home, they can they watching, they close by, they watching your comings and goings, they watching your behavior. What do you think the end result of that is? Like, I can think of a couple of things that could have gone wrong and resulted in a serious crime if I wasn't aware of my surroundings. And I think the way I went about it was smart at the time, given the fact that I never experienced like that type of stalker situation before. I observed long enough to know that this man was up to no good. But I think it went on too long because now the man was really close to where I was staying. And if I never had the key to go inside the house or the timing was wrong, I don't know what he would have done. He didn't look like he had a weapon like tools or anything that could harm me. I didn't check for that. But if he was that close and he's constantly peeking over to see in the yard where I am, then he must have been ready to take action. That means that he could have had a weapon on him, or he could have tried to maybe abduct me, or whatever the case may be. Who knows what he was thinking? But this is why it's so important that we discuss stories like this. And it's sometimes there isn't, you don't have enough proof to, like, I didn't tell anyone. I don't think I ever told anyone about this situation because for me, I don't like to start a story where I don't have evidence. um, because now I would have to explain this entire situation to someone, and I need to explain the man and all of those things. And I didn't have proof, or I didn't feel like I had any proof to say that this man is stalking me. Although I felt it was real in terms of the danger was there. It was a common thing. He was constantly close to my house. He was constantly where I was in terms of when I'm walking home, which meant he knew the time that I was about to walk home or cross that bridge. He made the effort to make sure that I was in the yard. So if I didn't have a key or access to somewhere secure, what would have happened in that situation? So I think it's really something to think about how much women go through, and not just women, men as well. I assume men have stalkers, and I would like to hear stories from both men and women. But like, it's like for me, I just think that people like that don't know boundaries, obviously not, and they have bad intentions and they plot and plan for a long time, and then they obviously have an end result in mind. They, in their minds, they are thinking they want to do something to this person that they're watching all the time. So they're observing your behavior, they're observing what time you leave the house, what time you come home, and obviously what they plan to do. And so this is why for me now as an adult, I'm very private about my ways. Like, I don't like to I try not expose my body too much because I don't want situations where I know there's times where people will see your outfit and then they think that you are sort of like enticing other people. When in fact, I covered a couple of stories which is regarding dressing. I'm going to do a part two now as well, where I answer some questions regarding like who do you dress for. I answer who I dress for, and it's myself, but I go into detail, the nitty gritty with regards to dressing up. But I'm very much self-aware in terms of like when there's a tension, and if anything should happen, then I always I will consider like what it is I'm wearing before I will leave the space, or if I know there will be other men around, or if I know there will be people that whatever my body will draw attention to, I will make sure that I cover and be appropriate in certain situations. Um, because I don't like that. I don't like um, harassment. I don't like disrespect when it comes to things like that. I'm very respectful when it comes to other people, so I expect people to respect my boundaries. Um, but just like the thoughts, man, like of creeps like that. If I didn't have access to that area, I wonder what it would have resulted in. I didn't stay at that place too long. I moved away, and so I didn't see the man again. I wrote about this like later in life. Um, I started a situation like I mean started speaking about the stalker situations, but this is the danger when someone watches you all the time. They're watching you non-stop. Then ideas start forming in their minds. Things can happen. It can either go the route of if it's inappropriate, if they're crossing boundaries, if they are not supposed to have access to certain spaces, especially in your private space, and they're doing it without anyone knowing, then things, bad thoughts start developing, and I think they start to go further with that. They think like they can kidnap you, they think that they can harm you, they think that they can do whatever um, that's inappropriate, that and nobody will know because they are so used to watching and nobody knows. And that is why I try and set boundaries or try and keep myself private, because I don't want anyone to cross any personal boundaries, because things like this happen, and because I had experiences like this, um, I know that there's creeps out there. So if you've ever had a creepy situation like this, please let me know. There are other situations that I have experienced, and now with the stalker stories, I want to bring it out there. I want us to stand together in terms of like a female community, and if you are male watching and following, then I suggest that you also share your stories, and like um, let's help other people and just get it out there. And the brand JK is about being yourself authentically, and part of that is being able to walk where you want to walk, go where you want to go, dress the way you want to dress, without someone else thinking that they have authority to tell you what to do, especially if you're an adult, for them to assume that they can take away your freedom to live authentically, that they can inject your head with negative thoughts so that you can feel intimidated and feel insecure and feel like you don't want to go out there, you don't want to enjoy your life, you the JK brand is just, it's just about being strong, being distinctive, authentic, and powerful, and expressing your own uniqueness and doing that freely and not being held captive by other people's um, views of perfection. So, whether it is you have one too many roles or whatever you prefer to do, it's your life. It was given to you, and nobody else can dictate it. That's just how it is. If you disagree with me, please let me know. Let's have a public debate about it, and let's discuss why you think differently. Thank you.